And welcome everybody, it's Dan. We're live today. Hope you're well. It's very thundery and a little bit of lightning here in Spain. So if we get cut off, then that might be why. But anyway, welcome. Hope you're well. And the weather's turned like that. I mean, just like that. Not like that, like that. And just in the last couple of weeks, I know it's 13th of October today, but the weather's gone so fast from the start of October to now. Literally in the last 2 weeks, gone from shorts and t-shirts weather, people on the beach, to it's pretty cold out there. We in this session are going to talk about SEO, search engine optimization, because just this morning we got a lead that came through from a new potential client, and so we have the strategy session, and this is really cool and this is really important, okay, because it's not just the SEO bit that will generate your leads. It's how do they interact with your website, what's the process, and all of that kind of thing. And that's what we're also going to talk about today, because it's fine getting to the top of Google and getting ranked on Google. If you cannot get that client from Google onto your website and on your website onto a communication of some kind, then there's no point in being number one. So all of that is really, really important. People go, oh, I need to rank better on Google. And it's like, but your website's crap. You've got no call to actions. You've got no mechanism for actually converting that potential client. So we're going to talk about exactly what we did with this. Let me just find the thing. And I'm also not going to share what the keyword was and what they were looking for, because it kind of gives it away and gives our competitors some competitive advantage. And we just can't do that, sadly. But let's just talk about what happens, first of all, about getting a client on a website, because I think that's really important. And then we'll talk about the SEO. Getting a client on a website is the first step, and we're going to use SEO to do that. But once they're on the website, what's the process then? So they landed on a very specific page, which was built specifically for this search term. So it was such and such in such and such a city. And obviously, we're not going to say what the things were or what the cities were, because we have intellectual property that we want to only give to our clients, not just to everybody on the internet. So that was a search term, such and such in such and such, which was the city. And then they landed on a very specific page, which was designed to rank for that keyword. And when they got on that page, it was very obvious what that page does and how it can help the client and what the next step is. Very easy to see what it does, very clear for the client, and very easy for them to take the next step, which is a communication of some kind. And the bit of communication they decided to take, so we have Calendly forms on there where you can just schedule a 15-minute phone call, and it's all very official and that kind of thing. And actually, we've just been testing something else which is working really well for us, and something you should really be doing on your website, and that's having a WhatsApp button at the top of your website. So if I just go to my website, and I can't show you on here because we record these on a mobile and you can't screen share and so on, but right at the top of my website it says send WhatsApp message, and it comes up on a desktop and it comes up on the mobile. Bear in mind that most people are looking at it on a mobile. They're going to press that button, they're going to send me a quick message, and then that comes through onto a business number that I had set up. And I had to buy the business number, and the bit of software that I used was something called GoSimless.com. And you can create a WhatsApp button out of that. It's a little bit complicated to do. If you don't know how to do it, we'll help you. But that's how we did it. And then we take that and then we embed it on our website. So then when people are scrolling around the website, they've always got this WhatsApp button at the top of our website. And I think, and I don't know actually, but let me check. I think on our website, depending on the page, I think it's got a sticky menu at the top. I'm just going to check this on mobile. And a sticky menu means that when people are scrolling down, our menu and title just stays there. Actually not doing it. I thought we had that set up. No, it is on the home page, but not on the other pages. So I need to actually update these. So on mine, and actually it's a little bit too big. It means you can't actually see most of the content. So I need to update that. So that's fine. But really important, because then people are going to go, oh, I'm just going to click that button. I'm going to send them a WhatsApp, and those WhatsApps come at all sorts of times throughout the night, in the middle of the night, for example. Really don't mind. My phone's on silent anyway, but people are able to send a message. Does this work for plumbers? Does this work for plasterers? Does this work for 24-hour dentists, mechanics, whatever? They're going to send that message. I wake up, I wait a few hours because I wake up early, and then I send them a message back and go, yes, of course this would work. Why don't we jump on a call later today? And then that's what they then go and do. And so now we're into this level of communication. And so, we're going to talk about SEO and what we did to get there, but SEO is only one half of it. It's not even a half of it. It's like a quarter of it. The other 75% is what happens on a web page, and how easy is it for people to actually make contact with you. And that bit's really important. So let me just go back to the keyword. So we created this maybe 6 weeks ago, and we created it for this one keyword, and we also created it for other cities as well. Let me just have a look at another city. I don't think we're probably going to rank. Wow, actually we do rank for another city with I'm going to run out of power. So let me just charge my device up so we don't actually run out of power, because that wouldn't be good. So let me just put this in here. There we go. That's better. So we actually rank now for another city as well, which is really, and so we created this 6 weeks ago for one key phrase and then multiple cities, and we're number 2 on one of these, which is frankly amazing. I just want to check on something else actually. And if we were, like, I'm just checking London, by the way, to see if we're on first page of London, which we're not, which I'm not surprised at, because getting on first page of London for this is a very challenging keyword. But we are for 2 other big cities, 3 other big cities that I know of, and there's another big city that I just want to check. By the way, 4 big cities I do know, because we also rank for this quite far up north. Maybe we didn't do. I thought I'd done a city in the bottom left of England, and we're not coming up, so maybe I hadn't. But I know that we're ranking on, certainly in the top 3 for some very big cities. I'm just not going to say them. I'm sorry, but that's amazing. Okay, and it actually took me by surprise. But what's really cool is people are then ranking, and then we got into a phone call and it's like, yeah, but you're local, aren't you? I'm like, no, actually we're not local. I live in Leeds, and we're actually from Leeds, but we're actually in Spain right now. But they don't mind, because you talk, you talk about how to grow the business and examples with previous clients and all that stuff, because that's a conversion mechanism. It's not just SEO. SEO is about 25%. The other 75% is getting people on a website, getting a mechanism so they can actually communicate with you, to get them to get on a call, and then to go through a sales process. That's the other 75%. The 25%, it's really important, because you don't get to the 75% unless you're doing the 25%. And so it's really, really important. So that 75% has to be in place before you do the 25%. If you've not done the 25%, definitely needs to be something you're thinking about. But having said all of that, there's still no reason why we can't go out and rank, as we've just proven, for these key phrases in other cities. So how do we do it then? That's obviously the bit that you came for. So we create a web page. We use a bit of ChatGPT to help us. We create the title for the keyword. It's got the headlines for the keyword. It's got synonyms, which is, so if you're a plumber in Leeds, you might want boiler in Leeds, boiler repairs in Leeds, how to fix a boiler in Leeds. Those sort of key phrases are synonyms around the same sort of word. So we created the one web page with that. We have some images in there with the keywords embedded in there as well, and it reads really well. It flows very well, and we use ChatGPT just to help us do that as well, of course, because it's 2025. It's what everybody does. But you can't just ChatGPT something and shove it on there and think that's the thing that's really going to help, because it won't do it, and actually will probably do the opposite for you and actually ruin some of your marketing. So you have to be really careful of doing that. But one of the other things that we have been doing, we create 2 or 3 WordPress posts every single day that then go out, and then those then in turn get scheduled onto social media, which generate clicks back to the website. We can see our website visitors increasing because of that. And because the website visitors are increasing because of these articles that we write, that we then put out onto social media, one of the things that Google is looking for is how many people click from social media and get onto your website. It's a key performance indicator as far as Google is concerned. So the more articles that we have and the more traffic going through, when we then create a very well optimized keyword article, a page, that is then going to rank extremely well because of all the other work that we've done. And then one other thing, and I've not actually checked this, but if I'm just going to go and check this now, if I look at the backlinks that we get on here, the more content that we post onto our website, the more backlinks we are likely to get onto our website. So let me just see here. And I know that you can't see this, but this is, from 2025, we had 479 referring domains, and currently we've got 644. Is that a 50% increase, give or take? So what? 479, it's almost 500 in it, isn't it? Just 650 is about a quarter, 25% increase in new links. And the reason for that, the reason why we're getting more people pointing at our website is because we've been working on creating more blog posts, which then go out on social media, which then get clicks back to our website. And so that helps. That helps your website. And that's what we're doing. Domain name authority score. So like we've got 3 with a 91 to a 100. We've got 181 to 90. So an authority score, to have a website that's between 91 and 100 has a huge amount of authority. So this is apple.com. That will be, by the way, our podcast show. Interesting. Slideshare.net. Interesting. Yahoo.com. Like, how are we getting links from those? And obviously, this is part of a strategy that's an ongoing strategy. Bing.com, that's 81 to 90, 71 to 80 authority score. Blogger.com, Yale.com, Crunchbase. They're, by the way, no follow tags, in case you wondered, which technically don't help. But if you think that they don't help, I've got a bridge to sell you, because they do help. Even though they say no follow, they actually do help. One called Yumpu, no idea what that is. And then 51 to 60. These are still very high ranking, by the way. Your website's probably like a 7 or something like that. We've got Zeno FM, which is a new one. We've got Thinkific, Santillana, Design Rush, which is no follow. So we have some really interesting websites backlinking to our website. And one of the reasons for that is all the blog posts that we do. And one of the other reasons for that is literally all of the podcast shows that we do that then get uploaded. They have a link back to the podcast show. So all that really helps. And then that helps you get better rankings, of course. And so all of this is stuff that you should be doing in your own business. Does it take an inordinate amount of time? Yes. Do you need to know what you're doing? Absolutely. You can't just chuck a whole bunch of stuff. Here's a keyword. Here are ChatGPT. Get me to the top of Google. Like, it will try and it will fail. And if anything, Google will then actually start to de-rank your website because it can tell all this spammy content that's going out. We've got a very specific process for creating great content that comes from my spoken word of mouth, which then gets translated into long form text. We then push that out onto social media. So that helps on all the backlinks. And then the on-page stuff, the actual web pages that we create, and videos as well, might I add. So a lot of our videos are then keyword optimized as well, because like Instagram is now searchable from a keyword point of view. Isn't that interesting? You think about that for a second. It is very, very interesting, I think. And I'm actually just going to have a look at videos. And the one city in the bottom left, I don't think I've done any work on that one at all. So let's have a look at this major conurbation. Is that us? No, that's not us. That's somebody else. Ooh. And actually, we're not on page 1 for our videos in that one. let's try this place on videos. Videos really important. This forms part of your overall strategy for SEO, and we're not there on videos either. So we actually need to do some work on the videos. But to say that we're actually, what are we on this one? I think we're number one for this keyword in this particular location. Number one, not on videos, on the actual website. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So this stuff still works. It's still relevant in 2025, going into 2026. Still very relevant. I know ChatGPT and AI, people will be asking, and are you coming up on there? And I think actually we do. Certainly on the property sourcing training, we definitely come up there, which is interesting. But I actually don't know. Let's have a look at ChatGPT. See if that shows me. I actually think we do come up on ChatGPT. Interesting, as number one. Interesting. I need to research that a little bit more. But look, that's what you should be doing. It takes a while. It's a lot of content that you have to create, but is it worth it? Yeah, completely worth it. I mean, that lead, they'll come through. Several businesses will give them a discount based on number of businesses that they have. That's thousands of pounds a month over a year. Let's say it's £2,000 a month over a year. It's 24 grand a year off one client, because we did some SEO work 6 weeks ago, which I couldn't be bothered doing at the time. I remember doing it, thinking, oh my God, I really don't want to do this. But, these are the results, and this is what you should be doing as well. All right, I hope you find that useful. If you've got any questions, please come and hit me up, and we'll speak to you on the next one.